Hello, this is Andrew Undon with the Sure Sales Group. Welcome to another episode of Around Town, and boy, do we have a treat today. I'm going to interview the owner of Tar Heel Construction, Joe Ayler. Tar Heel Construction Group is the authority on roofing, gutters, siding here in Harford County. Joe Ayler is a guy I've gotten to know. He's charitable, does philanthropy, he's a great leader, and I'm looking forward to showing off some of the lessons he's learned growing this incredible business. Come on inside. We're here in the Tar Heel Construction Conference Room. I'm here with Mr. Joe Ayler. Thanks so much for taking the time to do this.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, I've been wanting to do this interview for a long time because...
You kept canceling on me.
Well, we're both busy, but which is true. When I came up here to Bel Air 2 years ago, I can't tell you how many people said, you got to meet Joe Ayler. Have you talked to Joe Ayler? You need to go to breakfast with Joe Ayler. I'm like, who the hell is Joe Ayler? He's a roofer. I'm Googling him like everyone else does. And I'm really glad I got to know you because you got an impressive thing going on. So for anyone who's watching, tell everyone a little bit about Tar Heel Construction Group, your background, and maybe the origin story of how this became such a kind of a dominant force up here in Harford County.
So Tar Heel Construction Group came into existence in September of 2014. We came up as roofers. We were roofing for many years and kind of decided, look, you know, we want to start our own thing.
Now, when people go out and start their own business, that's a scary endeavor. Because you were doing well, I'm sure, as a subcontractor, being kind of whoever has the business, you're bidding, constantly running around. What made you jump into saying, hey, forget being a subcontractor, we're going to incorporate and start our own business? I'm sure there was things you were tired of or things you thought you could do better.
Yeah, I mean, we learned the trade. That's the first thing, learn the trade. And then we learned what not to do in business. We learned what to do in business from the different contractors that we worked for. You know, so we had contractors that paid us on time and paid us well. And then we had contractors that didn't pay us on time and paid us poorly. So we learned, you know, the things to do in contracting and the things not to do in contracting. And, you know, and like I said, we learned the trade. We kind of just, you know, actively visualized, you know, the industry and understood, you know, the supply chain. We understood ordering the materials. We watched the other contractors. We learned how to install the materials properly and stuff like that. And just really perfected our craft. And then when we were ready, you know, we threw our hat in the ring, and then we were ready to start going after our own customer base.
Yeah, and what's crazy is there's like a lot of roofers out there.
There are.
Like we were just joking, there was some person wrote in the Bel Air News and Happenings, does anyone know a roofer? 156 comments. What was really impressive about what your brand has accomplished, Tar Heel Construction Group. If you live in Bel Air in Harford County, you've seen the sign. And now that I'm priming your reticular activator, you'll see it because it's everywhere.
That was a good word.
That is a good word. See, I use big words. It's to impress the audience. But you have such a brand that 156 people commented. We were just looking at this. And like 87 people said Tar Heel Construction. And every time someone commented Tar Heel Construction, the post had like, every comment had all these likes because you have such a good brand. Now, I want you to, well, before we go dive into some of the deeper details, how many people do you have? How much business are you doing? And when I meet people and we're talking, if roofing comes up, I say, no, I got the guy. I got the authority. I mean, am I okay to say that? Like,
yeah. So we, so I believe that we are the roofing authority in Harford County, Baltimore County, and Cecil County. We have 15 employees. Like I said, we started the business in September of 2014, and all we really wanted to do in the beginning was just to have people trust us, and that's why we give back to the community. That's why we focus on workmanship. That's why we focus on communication. You know, we service every roof that we put on. We do roofing, siding, and gutters. Right. You know, roofing is our primary source of, you know, income to the company. You know, we do obviously siding, gutters, exterior stuff like that, but we're mainly recognized as a roofing contractor. But we just wanted people to trust us because the roofing industry is such a there's a lot of negative stigma around the roofing industry. You know,
Right.
the tail light warranties, the shoddy workmanship, you know, the terrible communication. So we started out by saying, look, let's do good work, you know, because ultimately, you know, the fundamental aspects of any service business is how good is your service, you know, and if
Right.
your service is good and you communicate with people and you're loyal to them as a customer, I think the rest kind of follows suit. But yeah, we just wanted people to trust us, and that was really it, you know, and the more money that we inject into the community as far as our community support, all the sponsorships and the barbecue bashes and the Little League sponsorships and the, you know, just all the things that we do in the community, the nonprofit community, all that stuff, you know, is to build awareness, you know, for other businesses to, I guess, to set an example. You know, we want to set an example to other businesses. This is proper, responsible business ownership, and we just we place trust in the marketplace as a staple. We place it at the you know, high priority.
Yeah. Now you're making me feel bad a little bit, but you know, we're still new to get our business up in the county, so I'm looking forward to trying to follow in your footsteps because you do so much. I mean, you're putting the roof on for the what'd you just do for the Harford County Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah.
And you do the stuff for the what's it called, the something house for Upper
Harford,
Chesapeake.
Harford Family House.
I mean, this
the
guy's doing
Bob, we're doing something for the Senator Bob Hooper House.
Dude, I'm talking like $50,000. I'm seeing crazy numbers. I'm like, this guy's giving back. He's not talking about giving back.
Yeah.
He's not sponsoring the Little League team. And you say, and that's important too. This guy's cutting big checks. But the important thing I got there is you had clarity on, we want to be the trusted roofing source. And you did it the right way. Now, one thing, I also want to compliment you guys because they just did my roof. Your process, I'm always studying this. Like, I knew you were going to, I had the expectation this is going to be done right, it's going to be done quick, the price is going to be fair, I'm going to have good communication. That's table stakes almost. That's what I was expecting. So I wasn't blown away, but what I was kind of blown away by was the process in which the day before this guy comes out, he set all the right expectations. There might still be nails here. We're going to do our best. We're going to come through here with a magnet. Bing, bing, bing. It's talking to me, talking to my wife, letting us know exactly what's going to happen. Make sure that driveway's clear. They call me the day before. He's walking around outside at 5 in the morning, 2 hours before the trucks roll up. I'm like, what the hell's this guy doing? And he's like, he's with Tar Heel. Oh, this is how they do it. This is how they deliver on their promise. And I know running a business, that's hard to replicate because you need to have good people. So you say 15, 16 if you count you and your wife. That is a lot to manage. So you're the authority in Harford, Cecil, Baltimore counties. Where are you going? Where do you see Tar Heel Construction going? You already kind of made it. I mean, you could stay here, and I think you're perfectly fine staying here. I also think a guy like Joe Ayler, under your leadership, you're too good to stay here. What's next?
Well, you know, to touch on that point, it's really about the customer experience for us.
Right.
You know, and I know a lot of this stuff, man. I know it sounds cliche, it sounds cheesy, but it's so important. And you know, you said it in one of your videos. People buy from people that they like. You know, and these customer experiences create likability. And you know, and as far as giving back, and I'll get to your question in a second, but you know, I really want to drive this home. You know, I grew up in Harford County. I went to Harford County Public Schools. I went to Southampton Middle School. I went to Seamount and Wright High School.
Yeah.
You know, I ran the streets and the cul-de-sacs and the courts of Harford County. You know, I played hard. I went to Salisbury University. I went to an in-state university. And I moved back to where I grew up. Because I think that there's so many people out there that move away from where they grew up because it's like, oh, I'm getting out of that small town. I'm moving to the big city where I'm going to make it. Well, you can still make it in Harford County. Because when I moved back after I graduated Salisbury University, go Gulls, 2002, I moved back here and didn't have anything and was able to build a business raise my kids here, work, play, live, all that good stuff. So to all you upcoming entrepreneurs and business people and to the younger generation, capitalism still is alive in America, and there is opportunity out there, and it can be had right here in Harford County. So where are we going? We just want to be better. I don't know if we want to, do we're not looking to be like a multi-regional company and set up a southern division and get up into Pennsylvania. We want to serve Baltimore County, Harford County, Cecil County the best way that we can. And we don't want to overstep
How does it get better? You already got, if you look at roofing companies, you have 350 five-star Google reviews. I looked at some of them, they're all 5. And it's easy to piss someone off doing the roof.
Yeah, it is. Because when the roof's leaking...
It's so easy. It's always like property management. There's not many property management companies with reviews. They don't want reviews because everyone hates the property manager collecting the rent and dealing with your stuff. When you're replacing your roof, you don't feel like doing it. You're dealing with insurance. You're stressful. You can't use your driveway. It's just a problem you have to deal with. And somehow you've been able to kind of put a process in place where people are like, hey, this was a good experience.
Yeah, I think we just...
How does it get better?
Yeah, I think we just continue to refine our process, continue to stay humble, and just be grateful, man. Just this is we've got it good up here in Harford County, and we're happy to provide this service to the county, and just keep on keeping on,
I mean, I'd say what. The community is lucky to have guys like this. And I'm asking Joe questions all the time like, hey, these people might have asked me to be on this board, and I know you were on it or did it. I don't really have the time. I have 3 kids. He told me the other day, he looked me dead in the eyes and said, you do it to give back to your community. And I was like, is it that simple? And you're like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, it's virtue, it's benevolence, it's kind, kind spirit, good-heartedness. There's so many shitty sides of this world. And, I just think, like, for one, I always talk about responsible business ownership. If I grew up in this county, work, live, and play, I own a business here, I want the county to trust my business. I want them to have a good experience, because the more they trust my business and the better their experience, the more roofs they buy from me. And I'm in this to make money, man. Let's just call a spade what it is. Entrepreneurs and business people open up businesses to make money. But the more money we make, the more that we give back to the community. The more that we give back to the community, the more trust we build. The more trust we build, the more roofs they buy from us. The more roofs they buy from us, the more money we make. The more money we make, the more we give back, create trust, and it's this healthy, cycle. And yeah, I wish it was a little more sexy or mysterious, but you would be surprised how many businesses operate just in the United States that either just don't give back or aren't interested in community involvement. I've even seen some businesses that actually have a policy that they don't do charitable donations. You know what I'm saying? And that's just kind of
I mean, we could be so much better at that. Like, we've done some drives and donated time, and as a team have done some cool things, but we could be bigger and better in that capacity. In closing, we were talking before, like, we're in similar positions almost. You happen to be selling roofs, I'm selling a service. We want to, and I do mirror a lot of the things you said, like, we just want people to have a good experience, honestly. And I've said this a million times on camera. Our goal is we just want our clients to say nice things about us on the internet. And the only way to do that is to take care of them, help them make money, help them accomplish their goals when they're doing the real estate thing. And you're kind of doing the same thing in roofing. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I find that's the toughest, when you're running a business, you have 16 employees. They all look to you. And I know they all want to get paid more, and they all want more vacation time, and they all want... There's things you can do and you can't do. How are you dealing with that as a guy? You're scaling this. I mean, this business is 6-7 years old, 15 employees.
Well, it's 15 of us W-2s, and then we do a W-2 1099 hybrid. So we've got another, we've got another 60 or 70, subcontractors that we kind of filter in.
Well, heavy is the head that wears the crown. The buck stops with you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it is about the brand. Everyone knows Tar Heel Construction Group, but me as that entrepreneur, I'm like, who's calling the shots on this thing? And it happens to be Mr. Joe Ayler. Is there any closing sentiment you can give us, or any inspiring entrepreneurs that might point us in the right direction?
Wow.
You already did.
Yeah, I mean, just, I mean, the big thing for me when I started out was, I think there's got to be a fire, you know, because entrepreneurship and business ownership isn't for everybody. There's a lot of people out there that are sharp enough to own businesses that choose not to because they don't want to deal with the bullshit.
They might be smarter.
So in some cases it is, but there's got to be that kind of fire, you know. And for me, when I was on the roof as a subcontractor many years ago, I looked down, you know, at a new general contractor that we were working for. And I kind of looked down, and the guy kind of looked like he was newer. He was new to business, had sold a couple roofs. And I looked down, and I thought to myself, man, if that guy can do it, I've been 7 years on a roof, 8 years on a roof. I know a roofing system, all the elements and components like the back of my hand. You know, if that guy can do it, I know that I can do it. You know, so I think it starts with a belief and a fire, and then after that, it's just pure consistency, man. You just gotta. You've got to stay at it every day, you know, 6 to 6.
Can't take your eyes off it, man, because it's changing.
You know, there were many years I worked 6 to 6, 6 days a week, and it was the consistency, the tenacity, and then as your business kind of grows and matures and all that stuff, then a whole new litany of characteristics and just capabilities. You start to discover things within yourself that you didn't know that was there. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, consistency and definitely motivation for sure.
Well, where can people go to find you? Obviously, if you need a roof and you're in Baltimore County, Harford County, Cecil County, you're crazy not to at least let them apply for the job. I mean, do your own research. You're easy to find online.
Yep.
But if someone wanted to reach out to you, send you a message, it's simple. Do you like Facebook? Do you like LinkedIn?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, TarHeelConstructionGroup.com. We're at 1212 East Churchville Road, right in Bel Air, Maryland. You know, if anybody needs to reach me, you know, on Facebook, Instagram, stop by the office, call the office.
You're easy to find. People told me I need to meet Joe Ayler. You know what I did? I just started blowing them up. Hey, man. And then, of course, I got the warm referral in there. But, dude, thanks so much for the time.
You got it.
You are the man. And these guys market roofing probably as good as we do real estate. They're constantly doing the drones. Follow them on Instagram, Tar Heel Construction Group, and Facebook. Incredible stuff. Mr. Joe Ayler, thanks again,
brother.
man.
Absolutely.
Always a pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely.